Hi, hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for coming back to join me. I just wanted to continue to work in these two tall thin Christmas journals. The papers that I'm using in these are from Rachel Roxy Creations. Both of these have been asked to be reserved, so thank you so much for that. I'm trying to work one between the other. They're both going to have the same kind of pockets and things in, but they will, obviously they'll be different because it's different kind of papers and things like that. So where have we got to? I've just got that tucked in there because that's going in that journal. I tend to get focused on one journal more than the other when I'm doing two together, so I find it quite difficult sometimes. I've put a little tuck in there, in the belly band there, and I've just added some extra papers. So that's lots of writing space there, or you can use it for, you know, for other things. We did the 3 tag flip last time and I've put a card in there, and in this one it's got a pull out on the back of that page and then another tuck, so I need to put that in that journal. I've done an over the belly band flip there, and that's just an envelope that I've put a picture behind, covered it, and I've inserted a piece of coffee dyed copy paper just in between the two papers, just so that it was the length of a piece of A4 paper. And then I folded it up like that, tucked it in, and then decided where I wanted it just to hang on that belly band. And then there's a journal card in there, so that's just lots of extra journal space in that one. And then put an envelope on, decorated that page. Sorry, I know it's hard to get these in frame. Put a pocket on there with a journal card in, and I think that's as far as I've got. Oh, I did a tall thin on this music paper that I'd flipped over. I've put some paper on the inside, and I've just added a tall thin pocket onto that flap, and that's got a little thin journal card in there. And then on the other side of that is a flip, and there's just a little pocket at the back of it. So I think that's as far as I've got. So I just want to catch up and put some things in this one. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. So where shall I put them? Put them somewhere. Something that I thought I would like to make is a double flip. Let me try and... I can't get my words out today. I don't know what's the matter with me. So... looking at a page where I might put it, what I wanted to do was put two cards on, but actually make them a flip, so it's kind of a belly band, so they would open, and you'd be able to tuck something in behind it, is my thought. So that's what I want to make. I want to make one of them. Well, I want to make 2 of them, don't I? So these are going to be the images that go in one. So they'll go like that, and they'll be tag shaped. Shall we make it? And then you can see what I mean. So all that I've done is measured. I don't want anything to be wider than 3 inches, because otherwise it starts getting caught in the corner there. So I thought 3 inches wide would be fine. And if it's a flip, you can still write on this if you want to. The page is just over 11 inches tall, so I've cut these at 5.5. And you may notice I've backed it onto some book page, and this is quite a sturdy book page. And the reason for that is I didn't want them to be too floppy. And you might notice I've left extra book page at the edges, and that's the top and the bottom, and that's because that's going to fold under to be the flip bit, if that makes sense to you. So I think what I want to do is, obviously I want to back these. So I hope you're all okay. I hope this made sense. If I have time, I'll just go through the other one with you. This is the bottom one. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it just so that the writing would be the right way up when you flip them. The writing as in... it has got some writing on there. You may not see it, but I'm being a bit fussy again, aren't I? I know, fussy Carol strikes again. So I'm going to do that on there. like that. So that's they are then backed. I'm just going to cut them out. Well, it's been a wet weekend again here in the UK. Hubby's away for his final event with his Jeep, bless him. I think he must be swimming today, although his Jeep's won first prize in the vintage section, which did make us smile because, I mean, it's a 1942 World War II Jeep. It is a vintage Jeep. But it's not all shiny. It's not all polished, you know, like you see some of these vintage cars where they're, if I say proper automobiles, you know what I mean, like the old vintage ones. Hubby's Jeep is World War II Jeep, and he does his reenactments, his World War II reenactments. He's in a group that does it. So, you know, the more mud it has on it for him, the better. It does need a new paint job, and he is going to get round to giving it one. Who knew there were so many shades of olive drab, by the way? Yeah, honestly, picking the right shade it's a minefield. And what I think's olive drab, he doesn't. So we'll see where that takes him. Yes, we won first prize. He had to go and get a rosette. He was very pleased when he rang me. Oh dear. So yeah, the little Jeep's got its first prize. I don't think he even knew there were prizes for the vintage cars. That's what made it so sweet. I'm just going to put a fold there because I want that to fold backwards, because that's going to be the flap. And on this one, and I'm not sure if this will make sense to, I've got quite a few people that are new, so I'm not, oops daisy, I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing is going to make sense to you, so I will try and explain it again. I've not cut that bottom bit off, look. So what I'm doing is, if you imagine I'm just making 2 journal cards, okay, that are going to be like that, one top, one bottom. These flaps are what is going to attach them to the page. And I am going to sew around these. Let me just switch my machine on. You'll hear it, it talks to me. It thinks it's a very posh machine. Right, so I want these to be tag shaped. And apparently you can get punchers, look at me, punchers that are tag shaped. So, good morning sewing machine. You can get tag punchers that punch corners. That's what I'm trying to say. So I am going to make these into tag shapes. I'm just holding these 2 together so that I can cut them at the same time, so that they are at least roughly the same size. I did have, a lot of people have said use a credit card and cut the corners. I have got a credit card with the corners cut. Can I ever find it? Can I? Heckers like. No. Those desk pixies are off with it. Lord knows where it is. So let's just show you what I'm thinking now that we've got those in, because I think it might make a bit more sense to you now. I kind of think I do want to put it on a page where you can still write, because you're going to have access to it. So what this is going to happen, let's make sure I might need to twist it a bit to get it in frame. So that's going to go on there at the bottom. That's going to go on there at the top. And then I'm going to put eyelets in them so that they will flip like that. But when they're together, you've got a well, I think you've got a lovely page decoration. So what do you think? I like it. So I'm going to go and sew around these, and I'll be straight back. Okay, patiently you waited for me, and I am back. So I have just stitched around these, around the edges. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've just stitched all the way around. Not this bit, so I've only stitched to the edge of the tag that I've made. Just snip those bits off. this bit where it's folding, I want those, where I extended the book page is where the flap's going to be. So I want to make sure that those two pieces of, I extended that on it. So I just want to make sure that those are glued. You don't have to stitch around these. Sometimes I like to add some stitching, sometimes I don't. It's personal choice. I know a lot of people say they haven't got a sewing machine, and that's absolutely fine. You don't need a sewing machine to do any of this. You just need to be sure that you're content that your glue is strong enough to hold whatever it is that you're gluing. You know, that's the main thing. But I just like sometimes to add that little bit of glue. So I want these both to have eyelets. So I'm going to get my crocodile out. And some eyelets. Do you know, this was my husband's grandfather's tin of pipe tobacco, and we've got a few of them. And you know, I saw them, I was looking for, I wanted cigar boxes. I'm always too late to the party. Do you know the price of cigar boxes? My goodness me. But in looking for cigar boxes, I found some tins like this, and they were asking £10 each just for a tin. Gosh. Mind you, I suppose you know, you can ask the price of anything. It's what somebody's willing to pay, isn't it? Are they all the same? I think they are. I don't want very long bits at the back. I'm not making much sense, am I? I don't want that shanky bit to be very long, because this isn't that... Hey up. Hey up. They've gone. It's not very thick hard paper is what I'm thinking. So if I hold these close-ish together, the holes should be in the same place on each one, shouldn't they? That won't be central, I know. I know. It's all right eyeballing it, but when you when your eyes don't eyeball it centrally, you know, perhaps you should measure. Squeeze. Yep. And then this one, you don't have to use, you know, if you've not got a crocodile, that's fine. You don't have to do it. You could sew ribbon on the end, glue ribbon on the end. You can just make a hole. You use hole reinforcers. I don't use my crocodile. I always call it a crocodile. That's what my grandson thought I was saying when I told him what it was when he saw it. I don't use it probably as often as I should, because they're not cheap, are they? But it was I had it for a birthday present, so I forget sometimes that I've got it. Right, I'm going to take this page out just to make it that little bit easier for me. Right, so we've folded these tops over, and I've thought about which ones I want top and which one I want bottom. That will be quite stiff because the book page I'm using is quite a sturdy paper, but as I say, I didn't want these to be all floppy. So he's going to go at the bottom like so, and then that one's going to go at the top. So I think what I'm going to do is glue the bottom one in. I may sew this as well. I'm going to glue that one in. So you see, we've got the flap action going on. Probably will stitch that on. So that's on there like so. And then this one is going to go at the top. And I want those to be kind of central to each other, don't I? You know, we're not striving for perfection, but pretty close would be good. So I think probably about there. Okay. I am just going to go and stitch across there and across there, so just bear with me. Okay, so I'm back again. So all that I've done is, you probably can't see it very well, but I've just zigzag stitched. I don't think you can see it, but I've just done a zigzag stitch just to hold those in place. Okay, so let's just put that back into our little journal and see where we are at. I just think it's really pretty. I just think it's a really nice way of decorating a page, and it doesn't take that long. The longest part for me was choosing which images to use. Who knew? So I think what I'm going to do is close these with some twine. I'm going to use a long bit because I'm thinking that I might want to add some bells on them. So the loopy bit that I've just folded it in half, I don't know if it'll work this way, but I'm going to thread the string through. I am. Like that. I'm going to open that up and then I'm just going to pull that through. Not quite that tight. So it just loops through. Did that make sense? And then I've got long dangles here that I can add some bells, and I think I might tie a bell on each. That's what I might do, because they can be cut off. If they're going to drive the people potty that are having them, they can cut them off. So I'm going to leave that as a long dangle at the moment, but I would want the bells, sorry, you're off screen again, aren't you? I'd want the bells to hang out the bottom. So then all that you do to open that is you just unloop it. Just pull it out, and then you've opened it up. So it's just a bit of a different way. And the reason I'm doing it that way is I am absolutely rubbish at tying bows. And that lays nice and flat, so you haven't got a big bulky bow. So there we go, that's that one. That's that one done. My thoughts for doing that was looking at the different papers that I've got, was just looking at what I've got. So for example, this page would make a lovely tag like that, because you've got an image there and an image there. So you would cut that to the width that you want it, and cut that to the width that you want it. In fact, I might do that in the next journal. I'm just wondering how wide that is. See, that's perfect, 'cause I can't have it more than 3 inches wide. So both of those images would fit very nicely in it. So I could use that to use for the other one. Cut 2 pieces. For me, it's no wider than 3, and I want them 5.5 tall. You could use that one so that you've got 2 plainer ones. It's just looking at the images. You could use that one. You could have that one. That could go at the top. I would actually put that at the top so that you've got your tag shape there. And then you've got this one here that would be at the bottom. So that again would make a very pretty one. Again, with this one, you could do the same. You could have the holly at the top or the bottom, and you could have the stag. So there's lots of options. You're just looking for 2 images, not necessarily even on the same page, just 2 images that you like, that you can make into those tag shapes and just attach them. That's all I was thinking. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense to anybody, then please do shout me and let me know. So let me just move my crocodile before he eats me. I wanted to do, that one's going to be the flap in this one. So that needs, I'm going to collage that. I haven't got enough bits of paper yet to do a collage. I'm still collecting my bits and pieces. But that's going to be a collage with the coffee paper on it. This is what I wanted to put a flip, the same as I have in the other one. So shall we have a look at that? So I need double-sided papers. I've got some papers that I've copied on double-sided. I love that. I love that Santa with that little one there watching. Oh, that's double-sided. These are Rachel's new papers. And I was thinking of doing another journal with those. And I probably will, but that will definitely be for next year. Even if I make it now, it'll be next year. think, you know, I think I'm going to use this one. And there's no reason that the tag with the 2 tags that tie in the middle, there's no reason you can't do it. It doesn't have to just be in a tall, thin journal. You can do it in one of these. You just make smaller tags. You know, you just do them that little bit smaller. So this is going to be a flip on that side. Yep, I like that. And then it's going to be folded on that one. So let's just take this paper out. They're already getting very bulky, these journals, you know. It doesn't take long to fill them out. So I'm going to, I've already trimmed this round the edge. I must have been going to use it for something. I'm thinking. I don't want a very deep. I'd like just to get that green on it, wouldn't I? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it where that green bit is. Like that. This is the bit that's going over the other page, but I only want that. How can I do that? I only want that to be about 2.5 inches. In fact, I don't even want it to be that wide. 2.5 is quite big, isn't it? I'm going to go 2.25. Because I'm going to fold that back. Even when I've got a scoreboard, I can't fold straight, you know. That'll just strengthen that. That's fine. That's good. So this is going to go on that side, and I've got a card. I've got a postcard that's going to go in there. So that's fine, and I like that on that paper. So I'm going to glue this down, because that will just reinforce that edge then. Just when you're putting something in and out, you don't want it to be. And it didn't have to be such a big fold. I just didn't cut any off it, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Just fold that. I want a cut. I want a notch in there. That's going to be my halfway point. I know it won't be, but never mind. And so that is going to be the pocket. I'm wondering why I can't push it further in. It's because I'm holding that side of it. What an honour. So I'm just going to lay my page on top of there. And that's going to glue on there. Oopsie. So I'm going to put glue on the top and the bottom. Am I still in screen? Kind of. And then I want that to be a pocket, so I'm going to glue it closed. Oh, Carol. Oh, Carol. Flip it over. Glue 1, 2, 3 on there. And again, I can stitch down there if I feel it's necessary, and I may do. I don't know. But that is nicely glued on there. And then this I am going to fold. I want to see Santa, so maybe I'll do the Santa fold first. because Santa's going to fold back on himself like that. So then it pulls out, and you've got this writing space as well. And then I want something across the top of that. One moment. I have this stuff. Don't know what it is. It's stuff. So I'm going to cut. It is a netting of some description, and it's green sparkly, and I've also got it red sparkly. This is what I had that was the gold and the silver as well. But they've gone now. Long gone. I do wish I could get some more. It was just in my local shop. You know when you see it and you think, oh, I'll get that. And I only bought like ½ a metre of each, but for Christmas it's just perfect. You're probably not going to see this very well, but somebody asked me how I do my ruffles, and I just get a piece of fabric and I just fold it into a pleat. This doesn't pin very well, but it's okay. I just put pleats in it, just folding it over like that. And then I will take that to my sewing machine and I will just stitch across it, taking the pins out as I go. And that's the way that I do it with fabric as well. So I do it both the same way. So bear with me a moment. There we are. So you might be able to see the stitching, I'm not sure. So I've just stitched it on. And obviously as I get to a pin, I just take the pin out. Sometimes I stitch the ruffles onto the sides of the page this way. Sometimes I make a ruffle, stitch it and then glue it in. It just depends how, you know, how I feel at the time, I guess. So this is going to go, it goes there, doesn't it? So when you get to that page, so we're zipping along, we get to this page, that pulls out that way so that you've got all that beautiful image, and it pulls out that way as well. And then when you turn the, I'm just going to hold that to lay it flat just so that it gets a little bit of a memory into itself. And then that postcard, it's one of Rachel's, will be backed, and that will just go in there. So that's that page done. Yay. This I put into the other journal. This is some trims. It's a really old kit of Rachel's. It's one of the first ones that she did. And it's, you get different trims that she's scanned and put into digital. And this is two different ones. So you've got this one with the blue and white, and then you've got that one. And then there's another one that looks like snowflakes, and I don't know what I've done with that. I've lost it. I've put it somewhere because I thought I might use it. It'll turn up. It'll turn up. So I think I put it in this one already. I think. I've got to collage that one as well. So you can see I've got a lot of collaging coming. Here we go. So I've done it there as a tuck up, an up tuck. And I've just put that, that's one of Rachel's images there. And I've just put that up there. So I just thought you've still got all this space to journal on or put pictures of your own. And that just nicely fits up there. So I want to do the same in this journal. Because they're having the same things. It's just they're all slightly different. That lace, when it gets stitched, when I stitch the signature in, that lace will stay still. And then that will fold, that will go in much nicelier. Nicelier? It won't keep dropping out is what I mean. Where do I want to put it? I think I'm going to try and keep to putting them on the same pages. So that's going to just stitch up there. So I think I'm going to cut it. Don't cut it with your scissors, Carol, because it'll be as wonky as a dog's hind leg. So I printed these onto a cardstock, cut them out, and then I've just glued one on top of the other because I just thought it made a nice trim. And I've got a little bit left there, look. I am going to keep that. Isn't that sad? I'm keeping that little bit. And then that is going to get sticked on there. and it's not too close to the middle. Let's glue that on, and then that can be a tuck as well. I'll have a look through the images I've got from Rachel and see what can go there. Okay, so that's that one. I'm not going to try sticking anything up there yet because I want that glue to just set. It will be set by now, but you know what I mean? I don't want to mess about with it. So I'll find a tag or something to go there. And I think I want a pocket. Which side did I put a pocket on this one? I put a pocket there, so that would be a pocket going just there. But then I'm not putting anything on that one. And what I'm thinking is that's quite nice to write on. So I wonder if I would put my pocket on that one instead. No, I'm going to keep it the same. I am going to keep it the same. I'm going to put a pocket on there. Thinking. Yes, I'm going to put a pocket on there. So, something for a pocket. Something for a pocket. I'm just looking, I've got this. It was a misprint. I misprinted. I do that a lot. I quite fancy having that Santa as a pocket. Would that work? I don't see why not. I'm going to cut it at 3.5. Oh, that is cute, isn't it? That is very cute. And I think I do want it that full size. So that means I will grab some paper, and I'm just going to make some gussets to go on the back. Don't have to. I just like if you're not forcing something into a pocket because there's no space for it. So I do like to make a gusset. I know not everybody does. That was not cut straight at all. I know Leslie at 507 Willow House Journals, I know she likes to do them now. I think she saw me doing them and she thought it was a good idea. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Again, it's just personal choice. But I do think it makes it easier to put something into a pocket if you've got that little bit of a gusset on it. That'll fit across the bottom. And I just want something to go up that side, don't I? Take me wonky piece of paper. It doesn't need to be massive. I think it just makes it easier to put something in and out of a pocket. Let me know what you think. Do you like to use them, or you can't be bothered, or, you know, it is an extra process, isn't it? I could have cut this a bit wider and folded the paper in. But I guess I'm being a bit skinflinty because I'm thinking that this would make a nice journal card. Nice tall one, and I'm thinking I might make some tall journal cards that I can just clip on the side of pages or have it as a tuck. So I guess I'm trying to save a bit of paper, aren't I? I could print it again, couldn't I, and make it into a journal card? I haven't. It's not what I chose to do, but that's okay. Did I put glue all to the top then? I didn't, did I? Silly Billy. Probably cut that too short, but again, it doesn't matter. Nothing's going to drop out the bottom. Oh, dearie me. Struggling. Struggling. Put them on the floor. I've got to hoover my floor up. I have to hoover. Sometimes it gets to a stage where you've just got to. You know, when you can't see the pattern of your floor anymore. Time to hoover. Excuse me. I'm going to fold that bit over. Just to reinforce the top. Okay, glue that down. It's actually a nice sunny day here in the UK. It's cold out. I've been out with Bonnie already. We've had a nice walk down the field, but if it stays dry, we might go up and over the fields this afternoon. Yesterday it was bonfire night. Well, today is actually November the 5th, which is bonfire. But I guess because it was Saturday, people decide to do it on a Saturday rather than a Sunday. It drives me to distraction because I've got a dog that is absolutely terrified. And I mean terrified of fireworks. We have tried everything. She's not a young dog. I have to accept she's getting old apparently. She'll be 14 next year in April. So no, she's not not a spring chicken, but she's very active. And to be fair, she's gone slightly deaf. So she doesn't hear the fireworks as much. She kind of lifts her ears as if to say, I can hear something, but she's not sure what it is, which isn't a bad thing. Because if she does start, I worry, you know, with the stress that they put on themselves, because, you know, I think people don't understand, if you've not got a dog, how distressful it can be for them. I'm just looking to see if I've got a label that I might want to put on there. Let's get it glued on. I have got some labels. I've got some Tracy Fox labels, and I've got the Sam Poole labels that I could use. Sorry, quiet while I'm trying to glue. Concentrating. So that's going to go on there. It's a pocket. I mean, I could use that as the journal card. I'd have to cut some of that off though for it to fit, but that's an idea. I could use that as the journal card. And then this could be a pocket. Oh, that could be a pocket on that side. I could put it up the top as a pocket. I might do that. I might well do that. Oh, I like that. Doesn't that look pretty? Just wondering if there's any labels. This might be too big actually, but let's have a look what special delivery looks like. I think these are the Sam Poole Christmas labels. I'm just cutting it out. It is a bit big. It is a little bit big. I could print them again a little bit smaller. I thought I had some already cut out. I'll think about that. I think it just wants something down in that corner. But I think while I'm here, I think I will do this into a pocket as well. So I'm going to cut that across there. And then potentially that's a tag then, isn't it? Doesn't look very straight, but obviously I'd straighten it, folks. I wouldn't just leave it wonky. What am I doing? Anybody know? And that might be useful for a little bit of collage. Where's my collage box gone? Again, I wouldn't want this more than 3.5-ish. So let's have a look at what we can do. See if we can have this as a pocket. I don't want to lose that number 95. I don't know why. Things you decide you want to keep, honestly. I'm going to fold it there. I said no more than 3.5, didn't I? So let's go with 3.5. And then we can see if it fits. I'm just wondering if that will. It will. Yeah, so that's going in there as a... I like because it's got the 2 bits of blue, so that's going to go in there as a tag. You know, if I don't do things when I think about it, that's it, not a chance. So that will go there, and that will be a tuck-up spot. And I like it because it's got the greens next to that green ruffle. So it is. I'm not going to fold over the top bit. I am actually going to glue that. But I am going to have the little gussets going up the sides. Whoopsie. So I want to glue the bottom bit so that it's got a little support. Strength is what I mean, isn't it? Okay. Just take that page out a minute. This is why I've never liked sewing. I tried it once. I sewed my journal into the cover once and I just didn't like it because then I felt restricted as to what I could put in the journal, because if it got too fat, it was already stitched in. I never know what I want for the cover until I've made the journal. Then the journal tells me kind of what it wants. So I like to put my pages together, don't sew them together. And then if I want to add something like a bit of sewing, or I want to move it around, or I can see it's getting, I'm going to lose that 95 if I do a... I don't want to lose it, so I'm not going to put one in. Yeah, so you can add pages, you can take them out, you can move them around. But I guess, again, you know, with journal making, there's no right and there's no wrong. You know, I see people, Gail Agostinelli, she makes her covers first and then she puts her pages in. I think Andrea Allen does it that way as well. People do it different ways, and I guess to those of you that are starting out, it's about finding what you like to do, how you like to do it. You know, there isn't a right and a wrong. We all do things different ways. You know, people have messaged me, is it all right if I try that tuck spot that you've made? Knock your socks off. You know, I don't make videos to keep things precious to me. I make videos because I'm a lady of getting mature years. My brain doesn't work as well as it used to. I know it doesn't. My husband said when I finish work I must have left my brain there. But I forget what I've made, I forget how I made it. So if I've done a video, I can look back and say, oh, that's how I did it. Silly Billy. Yes, do it that way again. So that's a tuck spot up there with that deer. I love that. So where are we at with this? I need to make some tags, don't I? I need to do that. That needs collaging. This is getting quite full. I don't know how much more. I might not do another video with this. I would like to crack on and get it finished. Andrea's got a kit out that I'm wanting to use, and that's a Steampunk Christmas. So that might be kind of my working over Christmas project. I've got a couple of collaborations coming up that I need. Well, I've recorded one, and that's with Rachel and Bella Crafts, and I'm also doing one with Tracy Fox for her Christmas. So I've got quite a lot coming up at the minute, so I need to get these sorted. But this is where I'm at. So I hope you like it. If there's anything that you've seen me make, or you're not sure about, or you want a bit of, you know, how did you do this, please just ask me in the comments, and I'm always more than happy to share. So I hope this was useful, folks. Thank you for joining me, and I will be back later. Take care, folks. Bye.